Welcome to How to Retire on Time, a show that answers your questions about all things retirement, including income, taxes, Social Security, healthcare, and more. This show is an extension of the book, How to Retire on Time, which you can grab today on Amazon, or you can go grab a download free copy by going to www.howtoretireontime.com. My name is Mike Decker. I'm the author of the book, How to Retire on Time, but I'm also a licensed financial advisor, insurance agent, and tax professional. So when it comes to finance, we can pretty much cover it all. Now, that said, please remember this is just a show, as in not financial advice. Okay, so if you want financial advice, you can always request analysis from our team today by going to www.yourwealthanalysis.com. With me in the studio today is Mr. David Franson. David, thank you for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here as always.
Yeah, David's going to read your questions, and I am going to do my best to answer them.
Hey, Mike, can you retire today with $1 million, or is that an outdated benchmark?
Yeah. The problem with retirement planning and benchmarks is there's two variables. The first variable is how much income do you need, and then the other variable is how much do you have saved.
And that's going to vary greatly by person to person, right? Household to household.
So I know people that just need $2,000-$3,000 a month, and they're happy as a clam.
Yeah.
And guess what? Their Social Security provides $2,000 of that.
Yeah.
They love, and I'm not trying to, put on these cliches, but they're typically the person, they don't want to travel. They don't really, they enjoy maybe some fishing. They enjoy maybe gardening the back. Like it's just a very simple life that doesn't have all these expenditures. And then there are other people that just want to travel more. They want to do more in life. Some people will say, well, hey, I want to just go for the first 5 years, and then we're going to significantly back off. Whatever it is, these are variables that are going to affect the number that you need to be able to retire on time. So, look, this is probably going to rub some people the wrong way.
Okay, yeah, brace yourselves.
Yeah. Everything you see on Facebook, everything you see on YouTube, the advertisements about retirement planning, all the radio ads, all of that stuff, this show that you're listening to right now, it's all marketing. And it's intended to polarize, get your attention, and gain you as a client. That's it.
Yeah.
So when we understand the message that's being given to us, you have to ask yourself, why is that message being given? This may be an overshare, but in my opinion, I think a lot of times that, you need $1 million to retire is polarizing because they only want to work with people that have $1 million or more, because if you have $1 million or more, you make more money for the same amount of work.
Sure.
So if someone has $500,000 saved up for retirement, the advisor, in theory, if the same fee schedule applies, is going to make half the amount of money for roughly the same amount of work. So I think some of the times, these numbers are thrown out there to be divisive, to filter out people that may or may not be a fit, to create a business efficiency.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of other companies. These are things that I've noticed in my decade of being in this industry that, frankly, kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
That's why I do this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm Don Quixote here chasing windmills, but it's just, what is right for the client, and people need help. So that's why I want to explain it. Stop beating yourself up. If you don't have anything saved, fine. If you have $500,000 saved, fine. If you have 30 million saved, if you have 10 million saved, if you have 100, how much do you have? How much does it cost to be you? And what are we working with to make that life happen? Maybe you have enough that with a part-time job you can bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Maybe you have nothing saved. You're 50 years old, and you need a good conversation about how to manage your cash flow and how to expedite the savings in certain ways. Let's stop. What's the appropriate, somewhat politically correct way to say this? Let's stop being divisive. Let's stop being argumentative, and let's just have solution-focused conversations. Let's just start helping people.
Yeah.
I mean, we answered a simple question ourselves. How much does it cost to do our job? Who cares about 1% fees or all this crap? Just how much does it cost for us to do our job so that anyone that comes through our door, if they're willing to pay that rate for that service, whether it's for the analysis, whether it's for a plan, a short plan, a long plan, a quick check-in like an oil change or just some quick guidance, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Because this $1 million thing has caused so many people to delay their retirement, it bugs me.
Oh, right.
So many people have spent years delaying their retirement because, well, I need $1 million and I don't have enough, and so I don't want to run out of money, so I'm going to keep delaying it. Wealth is your time and how you spend it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can afford to retire and live the life that you want and you have less than $1 million, great.
Yeah.
Now, can you have a comfortable retirement on $30,000? No. But we can take that situation and say, okay, here's how you may want to invest. Here's what you need to cut from your spending each month to start building some reserves.
Yeah.
There's been many times where we've worked with people that had $2 million and they were scared to death to retire.
Mm.
So again, it's not the number. It's about how much do you have, how much do you need, and can we put together a plan that allows you to live within your emotional and economic limits,
Yeah.
that you can be comfortable proceeding with controlling your time so that you're not spending your time in a job that you don't necessarily care for. Maybe you love your job, and if that's the case, keep working, gives you purpose. But if you hate your job and you do something else, maybe you could retire part-time, maybe you could retire full-time, but you want to get a different job and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
The point is, look, wealth is about time, it's about relationships, it's about doing the things that fulfill you, that give you purpose, not in a selfish way. It's about service, it's about controlling your time.
Yeah.
So let's take a step back and stop having these arbitrary benchmarks that have
Yeah.
no context to your situation and start having meaningful conversations about what do you need to live the life that you want, and then how do we get to that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So people, they should try and figure out how much does it cost? How much is it going to cost to be them in retirement? Is that the starting point?
Yeah. How much do you need to live the life that you want?
Yeah.
That's the first point. And then the second point then is, okay, what are we working with? Do you have rental real estate? Is it profitable? Is it not profitable? Do you qualify for Social Security? Are you married? Are you not married? Do you have anything saved? Where is it saved? $1 million in an IRA is very different than $1 million in Roth.
Mm.
$1 million in non-qualified brokerage account is also a very different situation.
Yeah.
And all of those plans would be built differently.
Right. Yes. Good points.
And so if you have debt, the $1 million is going to be treated differently with the debt associated with it because the debt's eating into your cash flow than if you got rid of the debt. Should you pay off the debt? Should you not pay off the debt? So finance is a complicated situation. It's an easy conversation to have
Yeah.
if you lay it all on the table and then you start sorting through it.
Yeah.
But you've got to have the conversation and be individualistically focused. What are your needs and what do you have to work with? There's people typically have what they need to get what they want. It may not be in the time that they want, but they typically can get to where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
They just need more clarity than these polarizing marketing sales pitches of random, oversimplified, arbitrary benchmarks that I think do more harm than good. That's my final answer.
All right. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, I think we got it.
Okay.
That was good.
That's all the time we've got for today's show. If you enjoyed our show today, tell a friend, subscribe to it wherever you get your podcast, and leave a rating if you so please. We appreciate, though, sincerely from our studios here at Kedrick, for you spending your time, your most precious commodity with us today. We'll see you next week.